G'day guys, Luke the Drifter here, and Saturday morning at HQ. I'm going to run you through some things about the rooftop tent, the Wildlands rooftop tent, and just answer some of the questions that people have been asking about, particularly fitting and also the mattress. So we're sort of packed up. We're going to head off up to the top this afternoon with some friends. So we might be able to do a little bit of video and show you that. Darian's got a heap of friends coming from Sydney, and we're going to take them up the top. So all packed up, ready to go. Now I've got a 1.2 rooftop tent here, okay? Now when we say 1.2, we're talking about internal size, okay? So the actual overall size, all right, is about 1.3, and on a 1.4, we say 1.4, that's the internal mattress size, so that'll be 1.5, okay? Quickly run over the length as well. So we're talking 2200, all right, for the length, and here we're talking 1.6, okay, exactly 1.6 for this part here, and another 30 mils for here. So really, time that lays on top of your roof rack, you're talking 190 mils. So this is 30 mils. That's a pretty standard track system for, you know, on the top of your roof rack. I'll show you a couple of things. So there's a little fitting kit, all right, and all it is you got to get these bolts in, okay? Now there's a slot on the center and also the ends where you can get the bolt in, all right? And all we're using is these rubber coated metal plates and some big, you know, plastic washers, okay? So very simple to fit. So the easiest way of fitting these is to two roof bars, okay? So if you've got two roof bars, all right, that'll be along here, and you put your bolts in, all right, your roof bars through there, and you can throw on there a washer, all right. So first you've got to get your bolts in, a washer, you can throw in a spring washer, and that's it, all right. Now this is all upside down underneath the truck, so it's a little bit awkward to get in there, but that's all you do, okay? Simple as that. Now with the spring washer, you know, Kaido did 8,000 Ks, did, you know, a few thousand Ks on the telly track, heavy corrugations, and he did have to tighten these up a bit, okay? But of course, you know, that's something you'd expect to do. So, you know, heavy corrugation like that, you know, these will loosen up a little bit, say. But what you can do with that as well, all right, these don't come with it, but another washer and M8 lock nut on top of that will mean it'll never come undone, okay? So we've got these here in stock, and if anybody wants one, we might do a little kit on the website, just 4 washers, 4 M8 lock nuts, but you can buy these anywhere at Bunnings. That's probably not a bad idea. They're never going to come off. If you're going to take it on and off, you know, don't worry about that. But it is a very simple system, okay? That's all it is. Over your roof bars and hand tighten, okay? So there's these parts in it as well. We're upside down, remember? So these parts here are going to go into there, and these are your brackets. They should be already in place. These are your roof bar brackets, so that bolts in there, and then your roof bar slots into here, okay? So that goes in there, your roof rack on top. It looks like we're going to be, at the moment the roof racks are separate, an extra. We're going to probably incorporate it into the price soon so everyone gets it, because the problem is you need this piece here, and to get this piece on, you've got to take all this stuff off and slide it in. It's a bit of muck around. On the other side, you've got your hinges and everything. So to get these in, you've got to take your hinges off, muck around. So we want these on every one. And also the roof rails, which are here. Okay, that's them there. They fit really nicely for packaging inside the tent. Okay, they're all wrapped up. It just works a lot better for shipping that these are included. So I think rather than, some people want them, some people don't want them, these are inside. And then we've got to open the whole box up, open the tent up, pull the racks out. It's a lot of work, okay? A lot of handling. So it looks like we're going to probably increase the price a little bit, but the roof rails will be included in every one. They're not a lot. And that's the main thing. See down here as well, okay? If you didn't have this included, you've got to undo all this, take it all off, slide this in. It's a fair bit of work. If that's on there, it's so much easier. So that's the roof rails. Okay. So that's pretty much all it is, okay? If you've got a platform rack, it's a little bit more tricky because you've all seen the platform racks, you know, Rhino rack for example, and they've got these flat, you know, platform sections. So this rail here needs to go in between those flat sections. You know, there's one about here and there's one about here. As you can see, there's a little bit of adjustment, so you can move this in or out a little bit. There's a second hole there. Okay, so I think on some of the Rhino rack platforms we're having to move this over a little bit. Now that takes a bit of work. It's only half an hour, but it's a bit more fitting. So if you wanted to call in and pick up, fit it yourself at a shop, and you've got to do this with a platform rack, it's, you know, it's a little bit more work. And if we're charging to fit these, a lot of people got a platform rack, and that's one of the reasons it'll be a little bit more expensive to fit. Now this could go further back and forth, but we'd have to, you know, drill an opening underneath here and another hole, for example, so you can move these further, but it could be done. Alright, so that's basically the fitting kit. Pretty simple. 2 bars, the easiest way. If you've got a platform rack with, you know, you can still pick up the widthways bars, and that's what you need to do. Now let's talk about the floor. So also, as you can see, you know, one of the big, the great things about this tent is the weight, slim line and the weight, you know. I'd say that's 2 of the big key points, advantages of this tent. Slim line, very light, and also side opening. Okay, with the clamshells, rear opening makes it very hard to get in and out when you've got a wing awning. So I think the side opening is the key. And the other thing, you've got access to a roof rack still. You can carry a lot of gear on top, which is a big advantage. So and the other thing too is the water. Now, because of that, it's, as you can see, it doesn't have a hard, solid floor, and that's there's 2 reasons for that. One is the weight. Now to counteract that, they've got these bars, of course, and then this is a nylon floor. Now we've made this nylon floor a lot thicker than the original ones, okay, and the ones overseas, for example, I've been selling in America, they have a much thinner floor, and we were, from feedback and ourselves, we were finding there's just a little bit of, for example, it gets a bit of a movement and it was flapping a tiny bit. As feedback we heard from America. So I've made this, the thickness of this nylon floor is 3 times thicker than what it originally was. So that's working really well. Now, you can see in this area here, one of the problems, for example, on, say, the iCamper, or we've built a lot of rooftop tents. I've made about 100 rooftop tents for the trailers. One of the issues is trying to get, if it's raining, you can see up here, all right, on an iCamper, for example, or a rooftop tents, this material has to come outside this edge here, so you can get the water to run off, and that's very difficult to achieve, having this material outside here all the time so the water runs off, and then being able to close over the top of that. So in these tents you don't have to worry, because the water can just run down on the inside, and it'll come out the bottom here. All right, so you can see here we're going to the water can come down, run down the tent, and it's going to come out the bottom here. Right, you can see that there. Okay, so that's another advantage of this no fixed floor system. The water just basically runs out the bottom, okay, onto your roof, and away it goes. It makes it a much simpler method of trying to waterproof, because you've got your clamshell, or your shell comes down over the top, you've got to waterproof that, and this is a much better system to waterproof it really well. So if we had a floor in here, some people are saying, oh, I'm going to chuck a floor in here myself. Well, you can't do that, because then unless you put holes in here, you know, the water's going to collect. Okay. Now you don't need to worry about chucking a floor in here, and I'm going to show you a couple of things what we're doing. So over here, all right, this is the mattress. This is the one that came out of Tyler Thompson's rooftop tent, 1.2. And there's been a few people just, of course, unsure about what's going on. Now this is not like a styrofoam, it's just a soft foam. You see that? So people said, oh, if I crawl around in there, am I going to break it? No, you can't break it. You can't break this foam, okay? But it's quite hard. All right, so the reason we've got this hard foam is to cover the slats, okay, so that you're not going to feel those slats when you're lying down. So in effect, you've got this mattress here, okay? So that's really your mattress there. You get a little bit of padding here, not a lot. Okay, but that's your mattress there, and that's how it works. Now everyone's been saying, you know, the mattress is firm, and for a lot of people that's fine. Somebody the other day compared it to like sleeping on a futon on the ground, which, you know, half of Asia does. You know, so I'm okay with a firm mattress. All right, but it's all up to you. If you're going to camp for a couple of nights, maybe it's fine. If you're younger, it's probably fine. You don't have to worry. Nothing wrong with this mattress. It's pretty much the same as an iCamper mattress. Now, if you're getting older or you need more comfort, then we've got a few things that we're doing. Okay, pretty much Darren and I are fine with that mattress. Okay, but the reason I've done this is because some people want more comfort. Okay, and I always like to improve things if I can. So that's the mattress come standard. This is our double swag mattress. It just happens to be that it's our double swag mattress for our Australian made swags we've been making for a few years. It's slightly bigger than the 1.2 version. So what I've done, I've chopped the sides off, taken the foam out, cut the sides off, and got the girls to cut down this beautiful 100mm foam mattress, and it fits perfectly inside the Rooftop tent. Now what this here is, now this is Australian made. It's made by Foam Co in Ingleburn, Sydney. Okay, this is Australian made foam. Okay, and it's eggshell. The most comfortable mattresses are eggshell topper. All right, now this is 100mm thick, and this here combined is 80mm thick. Okay, so 80mm and this is 100mm. But because it's eggshell topper, it does compress a little bit. It does compress a little bit more. All right, beautiful foam, made in Australia, and this is also an Australian fabric, made in Australia, that the mattress cover. Very comfortable. Now, you know, this has got a shape on it because of the cut sides. At the moment, I've ordered these from Foam Co in Sydney. They are coming, but it's taken them a little while because it's a custom shape, and particularly it's a custom shaped mattress. All right. Now, if we just chuck this 100mm mattress straight inside there, of course, you're going to feel the bars, all right, through the floor. Okay. So you're going to feel these bars, which is no good. All right. So what we've done to counteract that is this here is a hardwood ply. Okay, it's very thin, 3.7mm called Nylon ply. It's a hardwood face ply, and it's very thin and very strong. If that was a softwood ply, like we make our kitchens out of, it would just fold and bend very easily. So very light, very strong, and very thin. So what we're doing is I'm getting a piece of this ply. We've been using it for 20 years. This is on all the drawer base and all the camping kitchens. We use this ply because it's very thin and strong. Now we're covering it in our boot liner carpet like that. Actually, I'm doing it from the bottom, for example. So we're covering the bottom, folding it over like that, because this ply can have a sharp edge. All right, we don't want to cut the tent material. So folding it around, this will be the top, and we fold around about 100mm. All right, so a beautiful soft edge, and then the mattress is on top of that. All right, and you will not feel, or you can't feel, anything in the bars. So what we've done really is we've replaced, you know, say this is actually going to be 6mm now with a boot liner. Okay, 6mm and 100, but that can compress a little bit more because it's eggshell. So it ends up being very similar to what we started with back here, which is 80mm. So the tent folds down on top of this really well, and I can still leave, you know, a sleeping bag, a couple of blankets inside. All right, so now the other problem is, you know, a mattress like this, quite difficult to get this out, but you can fold it up to get it out. Okay, this mattress here, of course, no worries, you can fold it up to get it in the window. You can't fold this to get it through the window. Okay, so what we have to do is we've got our shape, we cut it out like this. All right, so it's about there, and then we cut it right down the middle. Okay, and then we boot line over the top of that cut. Okay, boot line right across, and then of course we can then fold that in half and pass it through the window. So that's working really well. Okay. Now this is going to be quite bulky to send. We roll that up, and this can fold in half. The mattress, it's going to be bulky to ship, but we will be able to ship them. You know, the ideal thing probably is if you wanted to get it, you could ask for us to put it in first. But it's, you know, these are not ready yet. They're going to be a couple of weeks, and it's going to delay things. I think you're best to, anybody's not sure, just take the tent as it is, try the mattress out. You know, you could put your own little mattress topper on there if you wanted to. Just have it as it is and don't worry about it. Or you know, you could later on, you know, option for the extra, you know, or the replacement mattress if you wanted to. We're not at this stage going to get these direct from overseas. I'm really happy about the quality of the foam. You know, this is what you're sleeping on all the time, and I just love the fact that that's, you know, it's a high quality Australian made product, and these are going to stay Australian made. I'm not going to basically try to get that on everyone, and it's not necessary for everybody either. Alright, so there's a few things. what I might do is get Darren up on the truck and we'll have a quick look inside. I'll hold the camera for you a sec. Drifty, you're a bit tight, are you? Okay, so let's have a look inside. And here's our mattress, and here is the bed base. Okay, we've put the carpet side down. You can see the turn around here, and there's the cut down the middle. Okay, so we can fold this in half. We pass it through the window. It's very simple. Spread it out. Put your mattress on top. It's so simple, and that's it. Welcome to luxury. You know, this is the best mattress on any rooftop tent, besides the one we used to make. This eggshell is the secret. And it's, you know, you will not feel the base through that. It's very light, doesn't add any weight, and it's a great option. You know, if you're close to a shop, the ideal thing is to come to the shop, get it fitted at the shop. You know, although we can ship them as well. So yeah, I think that hopefully clears up a few things. Yeah, so here's another place where you can see this idea of, you know, the water runs down here and it will run out through the bottom. Okay, it's a great design, and one of our biggest challenges with our other rooftop tents we made was how to seal this area where the tent comes down over the top of this and then the shell closes over the top of that. I mean, this answers it so well. It's a brilliant idea, and it's a fantastic system, but you can't just go chucking a hard floor in there. Some people said, oh, I'm going to chuck a checker plate floor in. Well, you can't really do that. You just don't need to. It's not necessary. I think that's all. Give us the camera for a sec. You can see here also, I've got my roof carrier. So we've just bolted it on with a, you know, countersunk bolt into the truck here, and solar panel there. Roof carrier, that's working so well. Up inside here you can see how I've bolted that on, and you can see also the power cord for which is just up in here. The power cord for the solar panel, it runs down the corner. Because you've also got an opening in here, you can run a cable straight down through there up for your solar panel. So again, it's a very good system. You alright, baby? Drifty's got her little spot right there, and yeah, I'm just liking this tent more and more every time you use it. So I hope that clears up a few questions. And so this is not one of the newest versions here. This is the one that come out of the shop in Gloucester, which is one of the early ones. So I think this, I'm not even sure this, I don't think this is the thicker material. It's not. The new material is much thicker. This is one of the very, very first ones. Now also, we've talked about this over center latch, okay? And we do have a replacement for here, so we can take this off and put an over center latch on here, and I've found that works on mine much better, because I just don't have room to pull this down. So that's the other thing we do have. I do have some different latches coming. I'm going to get rid of these and they're okay, but we can do better. So we're going to have some new latches coming down the track, which easy retrofit. But for the moment, we're going to have these over center latches here that I can replace here. We've got those here, and you can see that there. Works for me. You can see all this here. I mean, I can't get down to pull that because it's only the 1.2. If I had the 1.4 here, it'd be fine, but I can't get down to pull those down on this setup. So I've replaced it with over center latch, and that works really well. I've got some of these, I've blackened them all up, spray painted them up, come out of the dot shed, and they're something we can ship out, and you can easily fit if you wanted to. Alright guys, well, that's about it. Can't think of anything more, and hope that explains a few things about the floor and the mattress and the Wildlands rooftop tent. Thanks guys.